Ooh. Hello. I can't quite figure out what to do with myself in this particular moment. I've got the luxury of a little bit of time to spare, and I couldn't decide how to spend it. So here is a run through, a demonstration, not for any sale purposes, but just because I've got the extra time, of an amp that I've had for a long time, and it is not a particularly common one. And not only is it not common, but it is, as far as I can tell, like super underrepresented on in the YouTube demonstration circuit. So here's what we got. This big 2x12 vertical 2x12 combo is a Ampeg Jupiter B-22x. It's a 2-channel amp with 4 inputs and a bunch of fun switches and kind of options that we'll touch on. I bought this, like most of the amps I have, in kind of trashed condition, and then had it kind of put back together. To my recollection, so I don't play this a whole ton. To my recollection, you've got a replaced reverb tank, and it's been grounded with a replaced cord and made safe, but no like mods have been done. So the reverb, because the tank is not original, is probably not going to be exactly what it won't be exactly what it was stock, but otherwise it should be a pretty good, like, representative example of what the amp sounds like. Because otherwise, to my recollection, because it's been years, it's not been mucked around with. You've got a cool little back panel that just covers up the amp itself. I have seen these in head form before, and I think they were offered as a head, but there's not a ton of information on the model out there as well. This is late 1960s. Behind these 1 million screws are a pair of ceramic Jensens. Yes, Jensens. And when I first bought this amp, I was pretty convinced that they were replacement Jensens. But it was so long ago, I really didn't understand how speaker dating worked and what I might be looking for. And so maybe I got that wrong. Maybe I didn't. We'll see. One day. I'm not going to unscrew anything on camera. All right, now you're sitting on a little case, and the amp, as I remember it, is it's not all that loud. I think it has 2 6L6s and was supposed to be about like maybe 50 watts, but at this point in Ampeg history, they were really interested in making very clean, non-distorting amplifiers. And so what I recall, it's been years since I played it, like I said, what I recall is that it doesn't push all that much volume even when it is cranked up. And it sounds kind of basic and clean. So just for today, so we might push it a little bit more. I'm using this 1979 Gibson ES-147, whose pickups are just monstrously hot. It's in tune enough for my liking. You've got 4 inputs on 2 channels. Each channel has the same. Each channel has the same number of sound options on it, and you've got bright and normal inputs on both. You also have quick run through again in case you didn't catch it the first time. So you've got 3 rocker switches above each channel. One for echo, one for ultra high, one for ultra low. The faceplate schematics are probably going to be like, you know, SVT reminiscent, V4 reminiscent. Knob styles haven't gotten to all metal yet. But this, like, so you've got volume and a volume treble and bass. Sounding gross. Sounding gross. Alright, well, here's something I forgot. So on the ultra low, this is sort of busted. On the ultra low, it's not like a sort of like a bass boost. It's really just a high cut. That's with the ultra low on, and you're getting a lot more volume back when you take it off because more of the signal is coming in. While on ultra high, it does seem to be letting a little bit more through. We got 2 bright, 1 bright and 1 normal input on each channel, and then you also have echo, which is bringing in this control here. So this has tremolo or vibrato, which you can switch on here. And then it also has a really cool feature called an afterbeat, which I'm no Ampeg expert, but I do know that it's not on a ton of different models. And it ends up being kind of like a tremolo effect. In the right channel on 1 right now, hearing the tremolo.
Reverb all the way up and reverb all the way off. In the room, it doesn't have a ton of volume. It's not, I mean, it's totally, it's not quiet by any means, but it is. But it's nothing wild, and just moved down, didn't change anything on the amp except moved to the normal channel, or the normal input instead of the bright input. Bright channel is padded. I feel like I'm getting more gain and more compression. And gain that I like better. Well, that got fun and scooped. So crank the bass. Ultra high is on. That's fucking. That's a slice of. Ultra low, you just saw me kick the ultra low on and it kind of choked everything. Ultra low off. treble control all the way up. Now the ultra high is off. Both EQs at noon. Ultra high on. Subtle, nothing crazy. And you definitely get some more gain when you crank that treble all the way up. Gross. I mean, that's pretty sick. I mean, that fucking rips. I guess. Lol. That's funny. Okay. All right. Now we're back into. Back into clean zone. I want to walk through the afterbeat. Tremolo, and what the afterbeat does, I can't tell you what it does electronically, but what it does audio-wise is at the tail end of like the tremolo, it adds like a percussive little beat. Which is actually something that that also happens on this Ampeg Rocket 2, although I don't know if it would have been labeled afterbeat on that amp because the control panel is so faded. So afterbeat, they were marketing it as like a little delay, kind of like a delay or percussion kind of option that was built into the amp, but It's a lot of fun in the room. And it's kind of a cool alternative to tremolo itself. With the intensity all the way up, you're kind of almost there for the afterbeat. And then when you turn it on, you realize there's a little bit more of a thump that is happening on the repeats or on the sustain side. So this amp also has true pitch vibrato. It's just so. So that's with the intensity of the vibrato all the way up. Oh, it's so fucking cool. Reverb now on. It's like I haven't played this amp in so long. I'm really not playing like riffs or playing guitar as much as I am just reminding myself what the sounds are like. So at least on my example, with the intensity, so the vibrato and tremolo is chosen on that rocker switch, and then afterbeat is as well. And the afterbeat can be brought in on, as you're hearing now, can be brought in on the vibrato setting also, which sounds fucking tight. Vibrato feels like you don't lose volume or gain in the in the same way that you do on the tremolo channel. A funny thing happens at noon on the intensity knob when you're setting on vibrato. You kind of lose the ability to set slower speeds. It automatically speeds up. It kind of stays at like the halfway point of this, what the speed would be for the second half of the intensity speed. Subtler, sort of like noon or less. You've got the full sweep of the speed knob. Alright, so let's touch base real quick quick with channel 2. If I recall correctly, it's not doing anything different than channel 1 was. I was feeling pretty happy with treble about noon, bass down a little bit, ultra high on, ultra low off, and feels about the same to me, at least in the room. I don't think there's any differences. There's no differences. I mean, I had the. When I say differences, I'm just looking for like one channel's padded, the other one's not. So look, that's the full. That's as full of a story on this amp as you are going to get today. And here's a sneak peek into something that I bought recently. Daddy has an AC30 again, and it was made in England. It's one of the Korg TB6s, and I hope you enjoyed looking at this Ampeg Jupiter B-22x, and I enjoyed spending my time with you as well. Goodbye.